Hello, my name is Talia Coleman, and I completed a strategic audit on Mercantile Bank of Michigan. Mercantile Bank is a Michigan-based financial institution that's been around since 1997. Mercantile's current situation, they're overall in a solid financial position. First quarter of 2020, they closed with $3.6 billion in assets, 40 branches across the state of Michigan. First quarter ending net income of $10.7 million, which puts them in a great position. $94 million above minimum threshold to be categorized as well capitalized. So they have cash on hand, cash available, capital available to assist customers, especially during COVID-19. Strong asset quality and capital levels are looking great. Overall, they're in a solid position. Corporate governance is very important to Mercantile Bank of Michigan. They have 6 individuals that occupy the board of directors, 5 men, 1 woman. On the executive team, there are 5 individuals. The team is led by the CEO of Mercantile Bank, which is Robert Kaminsky. Under him, there are 4 different main branches of management, which is the HR director, the CFO, the COO, and the president of the company. When it comes to governance, each of the senior management team are held responsible for the responsibilities that they've been given. There are checks and balances to where no one person can make a decision on their own, and everything has to be cross-examined and scrutinized to avoid any unethical situations or misconduct in the governing of the company. So the SWOT analysis reveals some great information regarding their strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and then threats. Looking at the strengths first, high quality customer service, new products and services are the main ones that represent the strengths of Mercantile Bank. They have a reputation in the community and throughout Michigan as a strong competitor when it comes to quality customer service. Weaknesses, the goal is to be able to minimize those. The opportunities as listed, the goal with those are points and strategies that can be capitalized on. And then the threats are the things that Mercantile will try to avoid from happening. So let's look at some internal factors. First, we'll look at the external factors analysis and see what that resulted. Based on information and the research done, each item was assigned a weight and a ranking out of priority in what's most important and most weighs heavy with Mercantile Bank. As you can see under opportunities, the greatest opportunity to capitalize on is investing in innovative banking technologies. A new trend in banking is using virtual banking machines, pretty much where the customer will walk up, touch a screen, get a live person on the screen somewhere remotely within the company, and they're able to facilitate transactions in a very fast and efficient, customer-friendly way. So that's the new wave of banking. Next, we have limited social media success. This is a big area of opportunity to capitalize on for Mercantile Bank. Mercantile does have a Facebook page. However, when it comes to marketing and targeting certain groups, particularly the millennials and Generation Z, they're the biggest population, the biggest group of customers. So it poses the greatest opportunity to gain some of those customers and to grow the market share. Looking at some of the threats that we need to try to avoid. The main one, based on the scoring of the weighted scores, the top priority currently is the uncertain market conditions of COVID-19, which for any company these days hit hard by COVID-19, I can imagine that being something to avoid. Right under that, the next immediate threat is other bank competitors like Independent Bank, which is about the same size company as Mercantile Bank, same amount roughly on deposit between the 2 billion and 3 billion. So banks are always competing for customers for market share to grow that in those areas. So that's definitely a threat that Mercantile will need to use to avoid. Internal factors, these are things that are within the control of Mercantile Bank, things that already exist or things that they already do well. So for strengths, high quality service is one of their top strengths that they can use to capitalize on and to continue to be a leader in the industry when it comes to delivering exceptional service. Strong capital position. Mercantile currently has $94 million of capital available to assist customers, especially those who have been hit hard by COVID-19, the business customers and the small businesses that need assistance. The other two are less immediate factors that need to be capitalized on, but yet they've still been identified. When it comes to weaknesses, the functionality of the branches scored the highest as a strategy to pursue over the others. The branches are designed in a very old-fashioned way, and it's not really practical, so that a lot of times deters customers from considering Mercantile because it can give the impression of Mercantile not being relevant and modern and up to date and caught up with other competition. Another factor as far as weaknesses would be the poor marketing to attract millennials and Generation Z. This is something that can easily be overcome. It takes a little work, but it can be overcome to be minimized as a weakness. The weighted score of 3.06 in the internal factors analysis score Mercantile around the average for the industry. So they're doing pretty well with addressing and using their strengths to move forward and progress toward their objectives while minimizing the weaknesses. The strategic factors analysis summary lays out the key factors, the key strategies that are worth considering when it comes to selecting strategies to move the company forward. Several have been listed under the strengths, as we talked about. High quality customer service is a main top goal, top strength that they have that they can always utilize and fall back on, because that's where their skill and their golden ticket lies. It's a top priority that distinguishes them from competition as well. Strong capital position remains one of those areas that can be used as a major strength to overcome some of the threats and weaknesses out there. When it comes to opportunities, attracting more commercial customers is not scored as high. It's still an opportunity that's worth pursuing, as well as innovative banking technologies, as we talked about before. Some of these are implemented long term, such as the customer service. That'll be something that will always be around, always be a staple for them. Others, such as the threat of the COVID-19 making the market conditions uncertain, that will be a short-term duration for this strategy, because we don't know when that will change and if it will change. So that could eventually become an intermediate duration for that. The TOLS analysis brought out some good strategies that Mercantile can use to help facilitate effective strategies to minimize weaknesses and avoid threats, and to capitalize on opportunities. So after reviewing all the data and all the analysis, it came down to 4 key strategies for Mercantile to consider implementing. Number 1, deliver high quality customer service to capitalize on the opportunity of using the virtual banking machines. So with the virtual banking machines, you're still touching the screen to get a live person, and that live person is still representing the company and still expected to deliver that high customer service, just in a different format. Use the strengths of the valuable products and services that Mercantile offers to offer them to commercial customers exclusively. So this is using the weakness of the fees and capitalize on that with an opportunity to offer valuable products and services at a low rate to attract those commercial customers. Mercantile Bank is a commercial customer heavy driven bank. The 4th strategy would be to use the capital position to fund PPP loans and SBA loans due to COVID-19 despite the declining interest rates. And the last strategy recommended would be to research the younger generation in other studies and surveys to see what they expect from their bank and what they're looking for as millennials, what is desirable for them. And from those studies and that research, Mercantile should implement new strategies and new policies, I should say, that will lead them toward generating more customer in the millennial and Generation X demographic. Evaluation and control pretty much looks like monitoring the strategies put in place, the 4 strategies listed, over the next 3 months to start out. Afterwards, reevaluate to see what's working, what's not working. So using customer feedback as a way to measure the controls. Also using Mercantile database software that tracks strategies that are in place dealing with customers. So that's another way to use control methods. And then reevaluate, reassess, re-strategize, and re-implement would be the recommendation. Thank you.